Due to weather danger, this is KTXS News at 6.
Multiple tornadoes hammer the Big Country and the Concho Valley, including this big one in Ballinger. A special edition of KTXS News at 6 starts right now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Will Jensen, live on location here at Don Juan in San Jose. We're near South 7th and the Winners Freeway, and this is what it looks like out here. You can see some people's windows are boarded up. We're told in this house, the roof caved in on a 13-year-old girl in her upstairs bedroom. Her dad had to dig her out from the debris. And down here you can see debris lining the streets. This is what it looks like up and down the streets out here in this neighborhood. And we have team coverage tonight. Significant damage in Abilene, San Angelo, Ballinger, and we start tonight here in South Abilene. A bird's eye view of the damage from Saturday morning storm.
So like 3 streets over, it's destroyed. On the other side of Pioneer, I mean, like, look at these apartments right here.
Just before sunrise, a tornado hits the south side of Abilene. Our cameras were there right after the tornado passed through.
It's scary. It's horrible.
Roofs off homes, tree limbs snapped. And homeowners starting to clean up the damage.
The first responders came through here a while ago, checked it out, went door to door. That's awesome. It's just a bad ordeal. It's really bad.
Late morning, Mayor Anthony Williams signing this disaster declaration, and Governor Greg Abbott making all state resources available.
I thought, I'll just wake up and my day will be the same, but this sure does look different.
Absolutely.
Residents grateful no one was seriously hurt. And Abilene police tell us that they are bringing in off-duty officers to patrol neighborhoods like this one to look out for looters. And that is one issue that they're talking about at a media briefing going on right now at Abilene City Hall. Let's listen in.
Certainly this has been a long and emotional day for some of our neighbors. Well, good evening. Certainly this has been a long and emotional day for some of our neighbors. We're going to provide an update as we committed to do earlier. That we're going to provide an update with Robert Hanna going forward.
That media briefing taking place right now at City Hall. Right now we want to check in with KTX's meteorologist Jillian Grace for a look at where the tornadoes touched down this morning. Jillian?
Hey, Will. So, yes, what we were seeing this morning, well, a pretty busy day across the state of Texas. I want to bring up my maps right now. Across the area, we have multiple storm reports, especially right here across the Big Country. I want to bring it closer here into Tom Green, where we had 3 reported tornadoes. Now, one of them was an EF2. The National Weather Service said it could be even higher. Now, moving up to the northeast into Runnels County, you also see 2 tornadoes affecting the city of Ballinger, and then one down to the southwest. Then also down at the bottom of your screen, that tornado there near Paint Creek into Concho County. Now moving forward into Coleman County, we had 2 reported tornadoes in Silver Valley, and they will also see more tornadoes, and we're going to have to wait to confirm. The National Weather Service will be out into the city of Abilene to confirm whether or not these were tornadoes or straight line winds, and then also affecting maybe possibly a tornado near Lake Fort Phantom Hill. Now looking at past rainfall across the area for this morning into really lunchtime across the region, where you see that orange color and even yellow, that's where those stronger thunderstorms that were producing some of those tornadoes. Now bringing lots of rainfall, especially from San Angelo into Coleman, also north of Abilene into Shackelford County, just past Albany. So again, lots of rainfall, but that's a different picture than we're seeing right now. Clear skies and temperatures are also pretty warm across the region. I'll have more in your forecast coming up.
Jillian, thank you. We want to go back to that media briefing going on right now at Abilene City Hall. Let's listen in.
Both Senator Buckingham, Congressman Arrington also called and really just wishing, offering an opportunity to help us. Mayors from Lubbock, Mayor Pope, Mayor Turner from Odessa, Mayor Morales from Midland have also offered to help. And we're thankful for the concern they have for our community. I am just so thankful of the staff that we have here at the city. It was a well-oiled machine on today, and just and very thankful for the response of others in the community who care about their neighbors. And so I'm going to give way to Mr. Hanna let him provide some information, additional detail, followed by individuals that he will recognize, and let them provide the information that's needed for our community. I ask you to continue to pray for those families that have been affected. This was a long day for them, and it'll be a long recovery for those affected families. Mr. Anna.
Thank you, Mayor. I also want to send a shout out to Representative Lambert, who also responded to anything that was needed. Her office is willing to help. So it's been a great community effort all around. I'd now like to invite up Vincent Cantu, our Emergency Services Manager, to give us a little more details about the event and what has been impacted. Vincent?
Thank you. At 5:56 this morning, we received reports of a tornado touching down, or a potential tornado touching down in Abilene. At around 6:10, we activated the Emergency Operations Center in order to help coordinate relief efforts for the city of Abilene. Since about 6:10, we've had about a 20-person staff operating in the EOC to see that things go accordingly as best as possible. We want to keep in mind that those individuals who must navigate the area that have been affected, that those individuals navigate, they practice some caution as they navigate this area. As, for example, maybe down power lines may exist. All right. Sheltering operations are going on at this time and into the night and into tomorrow morning. The areas that have been affected will see a police presence. And as the mayor had mentioned, we had a total of about 100 houses that sustained some sort of damage. 50 of those were considered moderate to severe damage. All right, at this time, I'd like to turn it over to our police chief, Stan Standridge. Chief.
Stan Standridge, Police Chief. So this morning, as early as 7 o'clock, we had unified command set with police and fire, and we have had since all day been attached at the hip. And what we have seen has been nothing short of remarkable. As Mayor Williams said, this city has really come together. There was early reports of looting. I'll say unequivocally that was wrong. There was never any case of looting. In fact, our citizens have responded remarkably well, and Chief Flores will talk more about that. I want to reassure our citizens that tonight, going into tomorrow, and really for many days to come, that their properties will be safe. The Abilene Police Department is hiring additional officers. Those officers will be coordinated by a sergeant, so we're going to bring in an entire squad of additional officers and supervisor, and they will be in place 24/7. We will predominantly be in 4 of the most impacted areas of the city, and then we'll have a couple of additional roving patrols. And so my assurance to you as a citizen, if you have been displaced, as your police department is very, very mindful of that and the concerns that when you have to leave your home, especially when it's not secured, we are going to work and stand alongside you and give you some peace of mind, because I think we need to be there for you. So we will be out and about in bulk. And so my message to this community is let's continue to be an excellent community. I want to recognize a couple of people. Assistant Chief Mike Burden with the Fire Department, who has been with me at Unified Command, has done a remarkable job. It's been a privilege watching the Fire Department work and collaborate. Chaplain Beth Reeves went home to home to assess needs and then communicated that. And then we had a couple of PD units with a couple of our civilian employees go out and provide a more comprehensive damage assessment. And so we have a better idea of how many homes have actually been damaged. So lots of work, but a lot more work to do. So I'm going to echo what Mayor Williams said. We're going to call upon all of our citizens to come tomorrow for a good work day. Let's come together like Abilene does, and let's meet at the old Kmart parking lot at 8 a.m. And let's show that we are truly Abilene strong. And to speak about being Abilene strong, Chief Candy Flores.
Good afternoon. This morning, one fire crew was dispatched to the area for a rescue. They quickly ascertained that it was much more than they could handle. and several units were dispatched to that area. They spent the morning trying to find people that were in need of rescue, trying to determine if there were emergent conditions, which mostly that was pertained to damaged structures, down power lines, some minor flooding. All in all, it's quite the miracle that there were no injuries. There have been nothing major reported. We did have to evacuate one assisted living facility because of damage to that facility and the fact that they had no power, no air conditioning, but none of the residents were injured in that, and that went very, very smoothly. There has been a great outpouring from the public. As soon as we were able to get through and clear the scenes for any emergent conditions, we had people following right behind us, wanting to volunteer, wanting to come in and clear debris. We had the Texas Baptist men. That group came in force. They are still out there trying to help. We had a Metro Care ambulance sent units from outside of the city to assist. We had 9 units respond from outside of Abilene. They also initiated a 18-wheeler full of supplies that was canceled because it was not needed, but they were ready and willing to respond very quickly for us. All in all, this has been a great response, and we are seeing a quick recovery, although it's going to be a long recovery. At this time, I think things are looking much better than what they could have been had this happened at a different time or happened through a different area. So.
Thank you, Chief. I just want to echo some of the comments our public safety officials have said. I will also say that in addition to police and fire and the volunteers out there, the public works crews, the solid waste crews, the water utility crews, the citizens of this town should be proud of the public servants that are working for them today, and will be working for them directly in a way they haven't been able to do in a long time, because this is really the first natural disaster we've had in some time of this magnitude. It could have been a lot worse, but I'm very pleased with the response of this community. I'm very pleased with the response of this organization. I appreciate the support that the mayor and council have provided the employees of this community as we move forward with our work. We'll be out there tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. We'll be out there Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and as long as it takes to help clean this town up. I am overwhelmed with the generosity of this community on a regular basis, and that was on full display today as I saw literally the hundreds of volunteers out there rolling their sleeves up, fellow citizens helping each other out. It was the best of Abilene, and I'm proud to be part of this community and proud to call it home. Mayor, would you have any final comments?
I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge Judge Bowles. Judge Bowles accompanied City Manager Hannah as well as our chiefs, just touring the affected area, and the county has been very, very supportive, and appreciate Judge Bowles and his support and his really commitment to assisting those residents inside Taylor County, Abilene specifically. Again, because of the overwhelming support, no food is really needed at this time, nor water. I think if those who want to give, I believe the United Way as well as Community Foundation are providing a conduit, a way to give a monetary way to those affected. And so at this point, no food or water is needed. What is needed, though, is an opportunity tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Show up at the old Kmart and volunteer to help our neighbors, as well as funds, if you choose to give either to United Way or the Community Foundation. And so I'm just very, very thankful for everyone, especially Team Abilene. Thank you.
City leaders talking about the response right now at Abilene City Hall, also asking for prayers for those who've been impacted by these storms. And now to aerial video of the damage that gives you a different perspective of just how widespread it is. Take a look at this drone video from the Abilene Police Department. This is the U-Haul location at South 7th and the Winters Freeway. You can see trailers knocked over, parts of the roof torn off. It also looks like some fencing has been destroyed there. We go now to KTXS morning anchor Olivia DeVinti, who was in that area today. Olivia.
Well, good evening. Our crew was in that area at the crack of dawn right after the tornado ripped through South Abilene. While we were out there, we saw many common trends. Roofs completely ripped off, down power lines, and windows of cars shattered. However, we did see another common trend: unity.
This was the scene just after 6 this morning.
My wife's, she's about 9 months pregnant right now.
Dennis and Helm's focus, his wife.
I saw the wind pick up and get to the bathroom now.
Emergency personnel arriving to help the elderly out of Willow Springs, which had to be evacuated.
Damage was seen all across town, tearing roofs off of homes and landing trees here in the street.
Across the highway, cars from a used car lot pushed by the powerful winds out into the street, and gas leaking in the area. Over at Reagan Elementary, a portable classroom destroyed. People already out cleaning up, like these residents on South 5th, using a chainsaw to cut down broken tree limbs that fell on these trucks. Throughout the morning, we saw many just like them coming together to help one another.
We lost a little bit of our roof.
And for Dennison, he knows things could have been a lot worse.
We got lucky, you know, God is with us.
And as you begin to clean up your home this evening, Abilene Police is encouraging you to be extremely cautious. Watch out for down power lines and debris. Will, I'll send it back to you in the field.
Olivia, thank you. And as we've seen, South Abilene hit very hard by this storm. Homeowners and businesses definitely feeling and seeing the effects of those strong winds. KTXS reporter John Rapolo joins us now live from South 2nd and Willis Street with more. John?
Yeah, still lots of damage here in South Abilene. We're on South 2nd Street. Take a look behind me here. You see that piece of tin, that piece of aluminum? Do you want to know where it came from? Let me show you. It came from this house right behind me, a testament to this morning's very powerful winds.
The sounds of cleanup even before the rain stopped in southwest Abilene.
We heard like a big kaboom, like it was right there, and then we woke up.
This massive tree snapped just before sunup. The house wasn't damaged. That wasn't the case just a few homes down, though. The entire roof on this home gone.
I didn't hear much at all. My neighbor called shortly after and told me that my house was destroyed.
Julie Rogers has lived here for 49 years. Now she has to rebuild. Across town on South 2nd and Willis, the devastation even worse. City trucks moving in to clear debris out of the streets. Parts of people's homes scattered. Trees in pieces everywhere. Deep roots literally ripped out of the ground by tornado-like winds. More roofs gone. This mom holding her child. Her husband praying with a volunteer he never met.
The ceiling collapsed in my daughter's bedroom. Luckily, where she was sleeping, the ceiling did not collapse there, but 3/4 of her ceiling collapsed.
This small shopping mall on South 2nd badly damaged. This worker picking up what once was the front window to Dance Discovery. What once was the dance studio looks like an open garage. The ceiling ripped off. Insulation covers the inside. A few blocks over, Amelia told us her uncle lived in a back apartment. It blew apart while he was inside sleeping.
Whole head, all of it was bleeding, busted open.
Oh, wow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and we are learning just a few moments ago that that injured man came home. He lives in this neighborhood. He was in the hospital for 12 hours. He suffered head and back injuries, but we are learning tonight that he is going to be okay. As far as this neighborhood and other parts of this city that are damaged, it is now time to rebuild. We're live on 2nd Street here in Abilene. John Rapolo, KTXS News.
Earlier on KTXS, we showed you this video of Abilene Mayor Anthony Williams signing a disaster declaration. Governor Greg Abbott also making all state resources available. The governor called both Mayor Williams and Taylor County Judge Downing Bowles this morning to assure them the state of Texas is ready to help out in these recovery efforts. 2 shelters in Abilene have been set up for anyone who's had to evacuate their homes. G.V. Daniels Recreation Center on North 8th Street and the Salvation Army on Butternut. And we're joined by Shelly Futrell with the Salvation Army.
Hi.
Y'all have been busy out here.
We have been very busy. We've been up and down the streets of the affected areas, giving out food and water, bug spray, etc. You know, there's a lot of devastation here.
So what do y'all need? A lot of people want to help. They don't know how. What can they give to the Salvation Army at this point?
Well, right now we really could use water, first aid kits, so we can hand them out into the community. We've already given about 60 pair of gloves out, so we could use gloves, towels, etc. We won't know the full extent of it until some of this gets cleared out and people get back in their homes.
Yeah, and I've seen you talking to some of the neighbors around here. What are they telling you, and what is their situation? What do they need at this point? We heard one man upset about no electricity. He has medication that he needs.
Right now, that is what they really need, is they really need the electric back on, and I know crews are working as hard as they can to get that happening. We're just serving everybody that we can, but that's why we opened up our shelter to any and everybody so they could have a place to go if this doesn't get restored in time.
Yeah. And where do y'all go from here?
You know, that's a great question. Right now we're serving supper. Texas Roadhouse stepped up, and so did Little Caesars Pizza. They've stepped up to help us a little bit, and we've been passing out those things in this community. But tomorrow morning we're going to wait and see what the call is, but we'll probably be back out serving breakfast and working our shelter over there and getting donations in so we can get them to people that need it.
Shelly Futrell with the Salvation Army, thank you for all that y'all are doing out here.
Anytime.
All right. Well, the city is working to give everyone a place to get rid of the storm debris that you've seen out here over the coming days. The Abilene Brush Center on Sandy Street offering free brush and wood debris collection. They'll be open extended hours over the next week. Tonight they're closing at 8 p.m. Tomorrow they're open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then Monday through Friday they'll be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And a relief fund has been set up to help those who've been affected by the tornadoes. The Community Foundation of Abilene has created an Abilene Disaster Relief Fund to help out with recovery efforts. Donations made will go directly to the victims. The Community Foundation has made it very easy for you to donate. Just log on to communityfoundationofabilene.com and click on Donate Now. It should be the first thing on their homepage. And coming up on KTXS News at 6, we continue our team coverage tonight and head to Ballinger, where at least 5 homes were destroyed. And then we go to San Angelo, where the National Weather Service has confirmed at least an EF2 tornado touched down there this morning.
Getting the facts right and alerting you to weather danger. You're watching KTXS News at 6 with Courtney Brown and Nick Mantis. Please email us at news@ktxs.com. KTXS, getting the facts right.
Welcome back. Plenty of tornado damage south of here in Ballinger. Lizette Parsley captured this amazing video of a large funnel cloud in Ballinger. The National Weather Service is surveying the damage there this evening. Earlier today, KTXS weekend anchor Courtney Brown got a look at the damage left behind.
Many volunteers, as you can see right behind me, are lending a helping hand to the community after a tornado swept through the area.
Fallen trees, crushed cars, downed power lines, and damaged homes was the scene in Ballinger.
Rumbling, freight train, just loud. You could tell it wasn't normal. You could tell it was something.
A tornado ripped through the north side of the city early this morning, taking anything in sight, like Julie Wilson's home.
My husband grabbed the dogs. He got them in a closet, and I was on my way back there, and our bay window blew out. I saw the roof go, and it pushed me into the kitchen. I was holding on to the stove.
And just next door, her neighbor, Normie Bryan, also trying to figure out what in the world happened just hours earlier.
It got up and it went into the hall, and that's as far as I could get. And it felt like that hall was just pressuring in on me.
Her house also scattered throughout her yard.
But it's scary. I don't want to go through it again.
The tornado also caused damage to the water tower on the north side of town and at the high school.
Track is still underwater. The stands got damaged a little bit, but we know the baseball field is total loss. The high school itself is fine.
People in the community are helping others any way possible.
Very blessed to live in a community like this, that everyone steps out and helps anyone in need.
At this time, we are told there are no reported injuries or deaths. In Ballinger, Courtney Brown, KTXS News.
And up next, we continue our team coverage in San Angelo, where the National Weather Service has confirmed at least an EF2 tornado touched down this morning.
Please email us at news@ktxs.com. KTXS, getting the facts right.
Crews have worked quickly to restore power for thousands of people in San Angelo. The city's northeast side between 18th and 24th Streets hit the hardest by this severe weather. KTXS anchor Veronica Soto has a look at the damage there.
National Weather Service confirming there was a tornado here in San Angelo early this morning. Crews working here to get power restored. People, about 40 families still evacuated from this area as there's down power lines.
It's at least an EF2 tornado. We needed to look at all the pictures that we took today because the rating could go even higher.
Saturday morning's tornado narrowly missed a school, according to the National Weather Service, as it traveled southwest to northeast in San Angelo. That tornado leaving behind plenty of destruction in its path. Roofs ripped off, uprooted trees that people were seen later cutting down, and plenty of down power lines. People taking shelter in their bathrooms and closets.
He held this big old door up against the closet because it sounded like a train coming.
Despite collapsed buildings, there are no reported fatalities or major injuries. San Angelo's assistant fire chief says they responded to one major rescue.
We have a West Texas boys ranch. We had a roof collapsed out there and had a 17-year-old boy trapped.
That teen is one of many lucky individuals that escaped a collapsed ceiling. Some 40 people taking shelter at the First Methodist Church in the heart of San Angelo.
We were able to determine we had somewhere an estimate of 42 houses with severe damage. We have somewhere between 8 and 10 that are completely destroyed.
Those people later not able to return to their homes to clean up until the electrical company can kill all the power. For the time being, people like Deborah are staying put at the shelter.
Just scary. Don't want to do it again anytime soon, so tell that weather to stay somewhere else.
Families like this one waiting for power to be restored. Until then, the shelter expected to be full for the next day or so. Reporting in San Angelo, Veronica Soto, KTXS News.
San Angelo also declaring a disaster declaration this morning. That's according to the Emergency Management Office there. And one other thing to tell you about, a Red Cross shelter has been set up in San Angelo, we've learned, at Bradford Elementary School. Well, it is warm, sunny, and muggy out here. Jillian's going to join us with a look at our forecast after this break.
The Good Roofer. Your storm alert forecast with meteorologist Jillian Grace.
Good evening, everybody. A busy day across really the entire state of Texas, but across the big country here, multiple reports of tornadoes, also some hail and even thunderstorm wind damage. But right now, all is calm across the region. We're still seeing some rain, heavy thunderstorms making its way into East Texas, but clouds are continuing to move out of our area, and we're expecting a clear and cool night tonight. Now, winds are a little bit breezy outside, 15 miles an hour out of the west. We tracked a Pacific cold front that moved through, 17 miles an hour in Sweetwater. We are expecting the possibility for some thunderstorms beginning into the start of the work week. Now for tomorrow, most of our area is going to be under a general thunderstorm risk, but for Monday we do have another threat of some strong to possibly severe thunderstorms into Monday afternoon and into the overnight hours into Tuesday morning. Now we could see some damaging winds, large hail, and heavy rainfall headed back our way. So here's a look at our forecast model. We're expecting things to stay quiet for tonight. Rain will continue to move out of our area. By tomorrow morning, temperatures will be into the 50s. We're expecting clear skies. Now this front may slip just into our northern counties. We could see a wind shift out of the northeast, but I do think it's quickly going to move out of our area. We'll be tracking the possibility for some of these isolated showers and thunder showers to possibly clip our far southern counties, but by Monday morning, cloud cover will return. We'll have a muggy start to our work week. We could see some light showers develop out to the west. Heavier showers and storms are going to see up into the panhandle, but building through the rest of the day, that's when we're expecting It's a possibility for some of those strong, maybe in some severe thunderstorms, especially out west, and could potentially develop eastward across our area. Current temperatures outside, a pretty warm day right now. 88 degrees, 80 in San Angelo, 87 in Knox City, 84 in Brownwood, 82 in Sweetwater, and it's 84 right here in Abilene. Your forecast for tonight: clear skies, noticeably cooler, down to 55 degrees. We'll have those westerly winds around 5 to 10 miles an hour. And for your Sunday, temperatures very warm into the upper 80s. Some of us could approach 90 degrees. Sunny skies, northwest and southeast winds. Again, we'll be tracking where that cold front may slip through our area. For Brownwood, a dry Sunday, possibly some rain and thunderstorms Monday into Tuesday, but temperatures will be warm tomorrow, then cooling down for Monday and Tuesday. Sweetwater and Snyder, pretty much the same situation for you. 86, a warm, sunny second half of your weekend, a big difference than what we saw earlier this morning. The rain and thunderstorms return for Monday and into Tuesday, and will stay pretty mild into the 80s. So here's a look at your 3-day forecast. Again, a dry Sunday, lots of sunshine before more rain returns for Monday into Tuesday, and then we will also see a nice warm up through the rest of the work week with a little more clouds in our skies. I'm going to send it back to Will in the field.
Jillian, thank you. And we're back here live in South Abilene, where the cleanup effort is underway after this. Welcome back. We are here live in South Abilene, where the cleanup effort is underway in this neighborhood. And you can see this electricity crew up in this cherry picker as they are working to get services back on for people and neighbors in this area. That's one thing we heard from a man who was passing by before this newscast. He was very concerned about his medication and just the heat out here. It's very muggy. He was glad to hear, though, that the Salvation Army is offering people help, services, hotel rooms, a cool place to cool off, get a drink of water and a bite to eat. Gas crews also out here working to restore services to neighbors. And as the police chief mentioned earlier at that news conference at City Hall, there will be a heavy police presence out in these neighborhoods this evening, which we can see just about a block down the way. There is a police vehicle. And we want to make sure you know about our continuing coverage that we will have tonight on KTXS News at 10. Join us for that. Have a good evening.